Today is Wednesday and we're going to do some handstands and flow today. So you don't need any equipment at all today. You just need
just the floor.
That's it, just the floor.
Right there. Boosh.
If you're really new to handstands, if you've never done handstands before, you could potentially use a wall as well. But if you're inside, you've probably got a wall and a floor together, so that's great. So the first thing that we're going to start with is a little bit of prep work. So we're going to do some first knuckle raises, some circles, and then we're going to do some cobras and some standing arches to warm up the back. After that, we are going to go through the 4 steps for the kick up. If you already know the 4 steps for the kick up, you're going to utilize this time to practice your max hold. So you're kicking up, trying to hold as long as you can. After that, we're all going to do a little drill where we see how many handstands we can get out of 10. So that's kicking up to a handstand, feet touching together at the top and then coming back down with control. After that, we're going to move on to some floor work. So we're going to do some squat work, some slow bear walks and some leg sweeps. And then we're going to move on to some monkey variations, some rolling and some cartwheel variations as well, and then work the transitions between the 3 movements. So that's it, we're gonna get started. All right, let me just put this over here. All right, come on down to the floor. We're gonna start with a little bit of wrist prep. So we'll start with some first knuckle raises. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, having the index finger or the middle finger facing forward or anywhere in between. We're going to lift the heel of the hand up onto the knuckles, trying to press all of the knuckles down into the ground, get a nice stretch into the fingers. So this is both stretching the wrist and also strengthening the fingers and the wrists. We're going to do 10 of these. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Next we're going to do some circles. We're going to start with the hands in the same position. We're going to just start going around in a circle. If this is the first time you've been on your hands today, take it nice and slow. Maybe start smaller circles and get a little bit bigger as they start to warm up. Alright, and back the other way. Feels nice to stretch out the fingers and the wrists, all the muscles in the hands. We spend a lot of time walking around on our feet, but not so much on our hands. So yeah, it's important to get down and move around. All right, let's turn the backs of the hands down. And we're going to take the wrists through some circles here as well. Again, if you've never done this before, take it nice and slow. Go a little bigger with the circles and take more weight into the wrists as you go around, as it feels more comfortable. You'll notice like all the little bones on the back of your hands cracking. And back the other way. Let's just turn the fingers into face towards us as well. We're just going to do some peels. So sit back into that stretch, lift the heel of the hand, coming all the way up to the fingers. Push the fingers into the ground, peel the hand back down to the ground. Just do a few more of those. Peeling up and peeling back down.
So you guys might see that we do a lot of wrist prep, and it's because we're on our hands a lot, especially with all this flow work that we're going to be doing today. The wrists cop a fair bit of load, so it's really important. It's probably not the most exciting thing in your practice, but it's something that, you know, if you can keep this up and get into a habit and a little ritual of doing wrist prep before you do any handstand or floor work, you're going to save yourself for some injuries, because they definitely come up. Wrists and shoulders seem to come up a lot when it comes to injuries. So just want to try to prevent that and keep you moving well.
I'm just going to grab the hands together, just give them a bit of a move around. Some roller coasters. Milkshakes. All right, come on down to the floor. We're going to do some cobra peels. So just bring your hands next to your chest, keep your feet on the ground, and we're going to start to lift the head, and we're going to peel one section of the body off the ground at a time. Peeling all the way up as far as you can. Nice straight arms. And peeling the body back down with control. one section of the body at a time. I'm going to do 2 more of those. Initiating with the head, peeling one section at a time, and coming back down. Let's just do 1 more. Peeling each section of the body up, and peeling it back down. Alright, we're going to stand up. We're going to do a few standing arches. Maybe we might do 3 standing arches. So the standing arch is initiated with the head, and we're going to peel back into extension of the spine, one section of the spine at a time. So it starts with the head, we go all the way down the body. Once you've bent as far as you can with your back and your head and your spine, a little bend in the knees will take you a little bit further. So let's go with the first one. Head back, take the shoulders back.
Back as far as you can, guys. Really trying to send those hips forward as well. So that's 1 rep. All the way down. Really open up. Full extension. Nice.
3, 2 to go.
I think you said 3.
Oh, did I?
But you can do 5.
I'm going to do 5.
And then a
Change
bridge.
my mind.
A couple of bridges after
more.
this. Last one, guys. All the way down, really push that range, and then come back up.
Whoa.
Nice work.
Alright, cool. So we're going to do some bridges next. So I've just warmed up the wrists and we've warmed up the back. So we're going to come down to the floor, and we're going to bring our feet so that they're just, so you can just touch them just here, so just close to your butt here. You're going to bring your hands down so that your hands are around about where your ears are, so next to your ears. And the first progression for the bridge would be to just tuck the tailbone under and peel one section of the spine at a time up to the shoulders. If this feels okay, the next step would be to try to push up to the head. If this feels okay, the next progression would be to try to push all the way up into the bridge. If this is okay, obviously there's levels for this. We can start to push into the shoulders to open up through the upper thoracic so that all of the bend isn't coming through the lower or the middle back.
So let's come into the bridge now, guys. After you've seen that demo, I'll get Jenny to stay up, and you guys can stay for 30 seconds. Let's see if we can hold whatever bridge variation. Even if you're on top of your head and you're really trying to push away, let's try to get as far away from the ground as we can. Yeah, pushing through the feet, just like Jenny, try to open up that thoracic and really open the shoulders towards that wall. Really using those feet as leverage to open up as much as you possibly can. I like to also play around with the head position. So yeah, looking through, looking between the hands, and then also pulling the chin to chest as well. All right, guys, that's 30 seconds. Nice work. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, we might do one more. Let's just have a little rest.
Little rest, maybe even a forward fold. What might be nice?
If
you guys want a forward fold.
Your knees into your chest.
Yeah.
That will stretch
Just
out
to
a lot.
counterbalance a little bit of it. And then we'll do one more rep.
Give the wrists a bit of a circle. Alright, let's go. One more rep.
Here we go, guys. Get ready to go. Hands in the
Ready?
ears. Peel up and push. See how Jenny's using her feet, she's pushing through, she's doing little pulses. This is also another option, or you can just press and hold, just push and hold, Jenny. So pushing and holding, almost getting those legs straight. Like this is a pretty extreme position, like my bridge doesn't look anything like this, but something to work towards for sure.
So one of the reasons that I like to pulse in a stretch when I'm first warming up is because my fullest expression doesn't feel comfortable when I first get into the stretch. So that was my first 2 bridges for the day. But if you pulse in and out of it, it kind of gives the body some time to adjust to it. So that's why I like to pulse a little bit. Yeah, cool. All right, so I hope your bridge feels really nice now. We are going to move on to the kick up. So I'm going to teach the 4 steps for the kick up. For any of you guys at home who already know how to do a kick up, you are going to spend the next few minutes just working on your max hold. So I want you to try to get a really nice kick up and see how many seconds you can do a max hold for. And then once we're finished teaching the kick up, we're all going to see how many we can get out of 10. But max hold for you guys, for everyone else, we're gonna work on the 4 steps to the kick up. Okay, so as the name suggests, there are 4 steps for the kick up. The very first step for the kick up is trying to get the shoulders stacked over the wrists. Okay, so hands are on the floor and then the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, just like this. If your shoulders are not stacked over the wrists, you're not going to be able to get a handstand. So this is really important. It's building that foundation so that your handstand can go up nice and straight. So let's all try that. We're going to do 3 kick-ups where our shoulders stack over our wrists, not worrying about anything else. Okay? So
make sure you got plenty of space, guys. So let's all go with Jenny. So ready, set, go. Shoulders stacking over wrists and come back down. Number 2. Ready, set, go. Nice.
Did I say 2 or 3?
3. One more.
Let's do one more, guys. Shoulders over wrists.
Perfect.
That's it.
All right.
Okay, so the second step that we're working towards, you could see my hips were almost getting stacked over my shoulders, and that's what we're working towards, trying to get the hips stacked over to the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to try 3 more kick-ups where you get the shoulders stacked over wrists and then the hips stacked over the shoulders. Everybody ready? First attempt.
Hips stacked. That's
1.
so shoulders and hips. That's 1 rep. So that's all we're concentrating on now. Keep the legs split. Awesome position. Stay nice and strong and straight through the arms.
2. One more, guys.
1 more. And go. Get it stacked. Awesome.
Alright. If you didn't get it, it's okay because you're probably not going to get it on your first go. But that's the first 2 steps. So the next step, before we start to bring the legs together, is to try to get the shoulders open. Okay? If your shoulders are in a closed position rather than an open position, you're going to fall straight
Just show me
down.
that again. Show me what closed versus open is.
So a closed position would be here, and an open position would be here.
Okay.
This is something that, really when I first started learning handstands, it kind of happened naturally. Perhaps it was because I had quite open shoulders. If you don't have open shoulders, if you don't have really good range in your shoulders, it's probably something you're going to have to work a little bit harder on. Okay. So I'm going to show you, we're going to have a go at those 3 steps. So we're going to do the kick up, shoulders stacked over wrists, hips stacked over shoulders, and then we're going to open the shoulders. All right?
And then for all you advanced guys, you're still practicing. So if you already know all of this, just put it on pause or just let it play, and you guys can just work on the max holds, either on the wall or off the wall. All right, stage 3.
Here we go for the 3 steps.
Shoulders, hips, open shoulders. Nice. Back down. Really trying to open them up. Number 2.
Number 2.
Open, open, open. Nice. 1 more.
Ready,
Set, go. Cool.
Cool. And the 4th step, I always do that. The 4th step is bringing the legs together. So once you've got everything stacked, it's time to bring the legs together. It's important to do it in these steps because if you try to bring your feet together when you haven't quite got step 1 or 2, it's not going to look very good. So we're going to try to bring the legs together. Also, in the beginning, you want to try to bring your legs together really fast, but often if you try to bring your legs together really fast, it throws off the balance of the handstand. So if you can, try to control it as much as you can, and you're going to be way more likely to control the handstand. All right, let's have 3 goes at that. Ready?
Putting it all together now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go for it. Shoulders, hips, open shoulders, legs together. In that order as well, guys. Making sure we're not taking shortcuts, not bringing those legs together first.
1. 2. Oh. 1 more.
Nice one.
Ready?
Yep. 3, 2, 1. Got it. Beautiful.
Yeah, hope you guys did well. If you've got any questions about the kick-ups, feel free to send me or Rhoda a message or send us an email and we can help you guys out.
Also, remember we've got a full-on handstand program online with all of these videos, all the individual parts of the handstand, plus workouts on our online platform. So make sure you check those out and you're practicing this stuff. Maybe daily would be awesome. I always suggest daily, but how much? Yeah.
Yeah, I
As
hope you
much as you
guys
can.
also went really good with the max holds. So the next thing that we are going to work on, we're going to see how many handstands we can get out of 10. So when you first start learning the handstands and you start to get some balance, it's really good to know if you're progressing or not. So then how many kicks out of 10 gives you an idea about whether you're progressing or not with your handstand kick up.
Here we go. Ready.
Ready.
Number 1. Ready, set, go. 1 attempt. And she's got it. All right, everyone ready for number 2? Ready, set, go. I'm not gonna give you that one. So make sure you're nice and honest with yourself as well. You wanna use this to show you how well you're doing with the kick-ups.
So what you may have noticed
your consistency
is my shoulders were not quite stacked over enough, so I didn't quite make the handstand.
All right, ready for 3. Ready, set, go. Good. 3. Ready for 4. Ready, set, go. Good. And number 5. Ready, set, go. Good. 6. Ready, set, go. Good. Ready, set, go. We're doing these in the other flow class this week as well. Ready, set, go. Is this number 8?
I think so.
Ready, set, go. Here we got one more. It's number 9. Ready, set, go. Last one. Nice. What'd you get? 9 out of 10?
9 out of 10.
I hope that was 10. All right, cool. Let's move on.
All right,
What do we
guys.
got?
So the next thing we're going to work on is just connecting with the floor. So the first movement we've got is a squat. So we're going to come down into the squat. If you are not comfortable here, the best way you can get comfortable here is by being here. So spending time here whenever you can, as much as you can kind of tolerate. People feel it in their hips and their knees and their ankles. If your problem is that you can't get your heels down to the ground and you kind of sit like this, what you can do is pop some books or something underneath your feet so that it makes it a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, just spending time here is a really good way to open up the joints and open up the hips. So from this position, let's just spend a little bit of time just moving between opening one knee out and then squatting and coming back to the other side. So moving through squat, opening up the knee, and you'll notice like I kind of open up to the edge of my foot on one side as well. Just kind of get the joints moving in that squat position. Another really nice thing to do in squat is to flex the spine. So folding forward and trying to flex the spine as much as you can, even trying to get your head down towards the ground. You can even take hold of your ankles if you want to try to help pull you down a little bit. So let's just spend a little bit of time trying to get the head down towards the ground. Try when you come down to keep your butt down as much as possible as well.
All right, so just spend 30 seconds here, just moving. So you can see Jenny's shaking from side to side. You want to try to get into those hips, into the ankles, always kind of increasing that mobility and loosening everything up. With the flow work, we spend a lot of time kind of really close to the ground, so like in this squat position and transitioning from rolling and cartwheels and handstands. So if this position is not comfortable just for like a minute, you're gonna really feel it when we go to do the flow work. So it's really nice to get down and use this position as like a resting position if you can.
And one more thing that I like to do in squat is kind of like wedge my shoulder into the inside of my knee and then open my chest up towards the ceiling. This is really nice. Let's just hold here for a few seconds.
Big thoracic twist.
And let's go back the other way. All right, the next one we're going to have a little bit of a play with is a bear, or a slow bear. So with the bear walk, what we're trying to do is locomote forwards. You've probably seen like fast bears before and just normal bear walks. But I want you to have a think about with this slow bear particularly, I want you to think about stretching and twisting your arms as much as you can. So as you take that step forward, really stretch your arm as far as you can so you open up this part of your body. It feels really nice. So just walking slow, stretching that arm. And then backwards too. Stretching the leg. Oh, this is so good. Are you jealous, Rob?
Yep.
All right, another variation of the bear walk is, we used to call it the sexy bear. You can kind of do this one slow as well, and it kind of gets the hips moving a little bit.
Do you want to do this one facing away from us? So come down this way.
Sure. You just want to see my butt?
Your butt.
So what we're going to do with the sexy bear is we're going to take one foot through, okay? And then as we take it through, it kind of pivots, the other foot lifts, and then we step back through again. But let's keep it slow. All right, nice work, guys. So the next step we are going to move on to our leg sweeps. So Rod will be doing some more of these leg sweeps in his program coming up later on in the week. I can't remember what day it is, but later in the week. So there's lots of different types of leg sweeps, but today we're just going to practice forward and backward sweeping. So from a squat position, if I want to locomote forward, I'm going to use my back leg. I'm going to try to have as much weight in this part of my body and in my hands as possible to lighten this back leg so that that can sweep around. And then once I've swept around, I'm going to pull back into squat, okay? We can keep locomoting forward with our back leg going back. I just did forward just then, didn't I?
Yeah.
So we're going to do it backward this time. So from here, we are going to lift our back foot. We're going to have most of our weight in this front leg. We're going to lighten up this back leg here. We're going to sweep it around behind us.
Do you want to just go back and just do that fast? Yeah, and again. So back leg, so kicking to the front, so forward, and then kick to the back, and then go back the other way. So back leg first, and kicking to the same direction. So if you've got a target, so just do two more, you're kicking to the same target each time. Both legs are kicking back leg first to the front, and then you'll turn to the back, and then complete the movement, all the way back into squat.
Let's do that 2 more times.
Yep, so kicking forward, kicking out. When you extend the leg, you will have to pull it back into the squat. So extend the leg, pull it back in, squat, extend the leg, sweep, pull it back into squat. Perfect.
Nice. All right, what do we got next?
Flow work.
Flow work.
So individuals first.
All right, we are going to play with the monkey. Okay, so we do a lot of work on the monkey in class at Team City. The easiest variation of the monkey, or the most basic monkey, again, we're starting from this, we're spending a lot of time in squat today, but the easiest variation of the monkey, we're going to stretch our hands past us in a squat position, and our back hand is going to place down first, and then our front hand. We're going to then jump our feet through. The back foot's going to place first, and then the front foot's going to place. So it kind of looks like this. Stretch the arms out, back hand, back foot, front foot. Okay? So just give that a go. We just play with that for a minute.
So that's the low variation, and we've also got a little high variation.
Yeah, so once you have a little bit of a play with that, you can also play with the high variation of it, so we can play with them all together. So the high variation would be you're trying to get a little bit inverted. So instead of being keeping your feet close to the ground, you're going to try to get your feet up a little bit. So from here, exactly the same, stretch your hands past, but kick up a little higher. Or maybe a lot higher, and try to go up, kind of in a little handstand.
Cool. Just do one more, guys. Just to play with that version. Nice. Remember, soft landing, soft hands. We want to be nice and graceful and thinking about that quality.
Yeah, always coming back down into the squat at the end as well. We don't want to land and be standing up like this. Always coming back down into the squat. The next variation we're going to have a play with is the straight leg monkey.
Can you do this one facing the surfboards for us?
Yes. All right, so do you just want to see my butt?
No. We want to see your straight legs.
All right, cool. So the straight leg monkey is exactly the same, except when we pick our legs up, instead of them being bent, they're going to be straight. So from here, reach past. And you can do a little heel kick as well. You don't have to, that's optional.
Yeah, keeping them split. So just do one that's split. This is a little bit easier. So just do one more. Split straight legs is easier. bringing them together in like to pike position is going to be much harder, but it looks really cool. And see if you can hover. It's almost like you're hovering through this like press to handstand position. So just do that little hover, keep them together as long as you can, then they split. That one looks really cool. I love that one. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to use those elements, and you can practice one or all of them, or just choose a variation. And we're just going to play with that for 90 seconds. All good? Ready? So find some space, and we're just going to play with the monkey. Ready, set, go. You've got 90 seconds to play with it. Constantly moving around in this monkey crawl. Nice and soft. Soft with the hands, soft with the feet. See if you can mix it up from one variation to the other. And this is where this fluidity, this, nice Jenny. The softness of the hands, those handstands that we practice all the time, that's gonna come into it as well if you can do that little inverted variation. And just shaking it off if you need to. Jenny's having a little rest now. We've got a minute left.
A minute left, wow.
Yeah.
30 seconds go slow.
That's it. Low to high. How many variations can you play with? Yeah, nice. You can do little 180 switches. I really like this style of practice, and we've incorporated this into this program just because it's something that I'm really interested in at the moment, and I think it's such a good way to express the movements and the strength and the flexibility and the skills that we've developed into one nice practice at the end. It's a really nice way to express. You've got 20 seconds left. 20 seconds. Keep going, guys. Keep moving with the monkey. You've got 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Jenny's going to keep going.
Last 2 matches.
One. Last one. Awesome. Whack.
Wow, I hope your legs are burning as much as mine are, guys.
Grab a drink, shake it off if you need to, and then we'll explain the next movement.
So while you're having a drink and you're having a little rest, the next movement we're going to play with is rolling. So this is really important as a transitional piece for a lot of flow work, because rolling enables you to go from standing position down to a laying on the floor position. So it's really good as a connection piece. Today we're going to really work on trying to make it as soft as possible. So when you're doing flow work, a lot of the time you're working on a hard surface. So it's really important that you make your body as soft as possible so that you can make the movement look as fluid as possible. You're kind of trying to make it look like the floor isn't hard, which is a hard thing to do because the floor actually is hard. Okay, cool. So I'll start by explaining the sweep. Which way do you think is the best way? This way? This way.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so what we're going to do to start the roll, we're going to step into this lunge position. From here, we're going to try to melt our body down towards the ground. The first thing that will come down is your hands. The second thing, the elbows. And then we're trying to roll. So roll on the outside of our arm like this. So from here, we're rolling onto the outside of our arm, taking it down onto the side of the leg. And then these legs are going to switch and sweep over top.
If you guys haven't seen this before, just watch the video, and you'll have plenty of time to practice in a second. So just watch the video now and then practice in a sec.
And then you're going to come out of it the same way that you went into it. Okay, so I'm going to go from this side this time. So from here in this lunge position, we're going to sink down into the ground, bend into this front leg. Hands come down to the ground, knee, elbow, the side of the arm and the shoulder. We're going to take our arms over the top, and then our legs are going to switch. So what you don't want to happen is for this leg to need to pick up over this leg. What we want to do is move it out of the way so that we can sweep around onto the floor, and then we're going to sweep back around. So again, instead of picking up this foot here, we're going to bring this foot in, sweep around, curl up into this little ball, and then come back up to the top.
Can you just show us the leg switch again? Just lay on the ground,
Sure, yes.
Feet facing us. And I want you to just show us those sweeps that we do.
All right.
So this is, if that was really confusing, just have a look at this one. Go for it.
Okay.
So you can bend one leg and you sweep all the way up. And then this is just showing you what's happening with the legs. So Jenny's just gonna go through it, just go through the motion, bending and then straightening. So what you'll find is one leg is straight and the other leg is bent the whole time. So they're just switching from bent to straight. This leg passes, the other leg folds, and that leg comes through nice and straight. So the same thing will happen when you're coming out or through that rolling position. All right, do you want to do a couple more?
Yeah.
So let's follow along with Jenny. We'll do them a little bit faster. We'll do 2 in each direction.
All right, here we go, guys.
So down to the ground, roll, sweep the legs, curl into a little ball and press up. It's really important to be compressed through this position as well. You don't want to spread yourself out. So open and then compress, compress, and then come back up. Let's do one more. Compress and then back up. Awesome. Last one. Make sure we even it out and up. Nice work. All right, cool. So we're going to go for 90 seconds on this one, so plenty of time to practice. If you had carpet, I think you could still do this on carpet. We're doing it on wooden floor today, which is also perfect.
And maybe as well you want to just add in like the sweeps. So do a couple of sweeps and then do the rolls.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you've got any other variations, if you are a little bit more advanced in this and you can do the round the worlds and things like that, you can incorporate those in there as well. All right, we're going to go for it, guys. 90 seconds. So just constantly moving. This one shouldn't be too taxing
Really
on the
nice.
body. It should be nice and soft. Again, what Jenny was saying before is like it's all about softening the body as much as we can and making sure we're melting into the ground, because the floor is really hard, especially if you're doing it on wooden floor. And there is capability for us to really soften up to make this seem really easy, like we're almost doing it on like a soft surface. But it is a practice skill, especially if you haven't spent a lot of time moving around the floor. This is something that you will develop and after a little bit of practice. Nice work. Keep it going. We've got about 40 seconds left. Constantly flowing through. Maybe you're just going from one side to the other. That was around the world that Jenny's doing now. She went for it. "20 seconds left. Just do the standard version now, Jen.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to go from standing. Yeah. So she'll do a couple of the standard versions. So step, sweep through all the way to standing again, and then back to the other side. You guys got one more rep to go to complete that 90 seconds. All the way up. Nice. Awesome. Fluid, smooth. Beautiful. All right, that's the last one.
All right, the last one is cartwheels. So we're going to have a play with the low cartwheel, the high cartwheel, and the pause cartwheel. So I'll show you all 3 variations and then we'll take the 90 seconds to just have a little bit of a play. So the cartwheel, if you've never done a cartwheel before, we do have a tutorial on the platform you can have a look at that's going to give you really good detail, but I'm going to show it to you a little bit quicker. So the low cartwheel would be on the floor and it's kind of like a little jump through. So we're going to, it's always hand, hand, foot, foot with cartwheel, okay? So from a low position, we're going to go hand, hand, we're going to do a little jump, foot, foot, okay? We're not inverting all the way upside down. We're kind of keeping the feet a little closer to the ground, and that's what makes you feel a little bit safer. So we'll go again. Hand, hand, foot, foot.
Making sure the hand's flat on the ground. Just show us a hand that's not flat. When you're first learning, everyone does this and they put their thumb up like this. Just put your hand and show me flat. Completely flat on the ground like this. It's the safest way to do any acrobatic movements.
Really
okay.
easy to break thumbs and fingers if you don't have your hands flat on the ground. So always make sure they're nice and flat. Okay, the second variation we're going to play with, it's trying to get more inverted. So anywhere between that and getting all the way upside down. So again, hand, hand, foot, foot, except stretching your legs up over as straight as you can, nice and high, trying to get as inverted as possible. So here. Okay, and then the third variation of the cartwheel that we're going to have a little bit of a play with is a paused cartwheel.
Or slow cartwheel as well, like the puppy press.
Yes, like a puppy press.
Yeah, let's see that.
Yeah, we've seen the puppy press.
Let's see the slow cartwheel.
Okay, the
and
slow
pause
cartwheel.
if you can.
Okay, so slow cartwheel.
Slow motion.
Really slow. I kind of think of it more as like I'm going into a handstand, so then I've got in my mind the aim that I'm trying to stop halfway. It's my left side, it's not as good.
Show us a really slow one like the puppy press. So you place your hands down, you don't throw them. So from here, slow, 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 lift, up, 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 hey. Cool, so you guys can play with any one of those variations. Just show us one more, nice and slow. Up and over. That's right, you've got 90 seconds to play with it anyway. All right, low, straight legs, or slow, paused, puppy press. Ready, set, go. 90 seconds. Let's all play with it. So you don't have to watch the video now. Jenny's just going to be practicing. If you want to refer back to it, you can. But you've got all the progressions to work on. You guys are just going to go for it. So find your space and just move around, doing cartwheels for 90 seconds. Non-stop. Don't crash into the surfboards. Don't crash into the pot plants or the walls. If you do have children at home, try not to run into them. Or maybe they're doing it with you, which is awesome. Got under a minute to go. Yeah, nice little version there. It's called like a piked cartwheel, that one, where the hips are kind of folded in half. Just give us another one then, Jenny. A little piked one. The little hips are folded, so your feet are kind of pointing to the ground. Like this one. Yeah, that one's nice.
Kind of like a little bit like a monkey.
You've got 30 seconds.
Over a little bit.
How many more handstands can we do in this 30 seconds?
Cartwheels.
Oh, what did I say?
Handstands.
Handstands. Oh, cartwheels I meant. How many more cartwheels can we do? You've got 20 seconds left, guys. Also, option to do this outside. Once you know the progressions, it's literally something you can take anywhere with you. And there's so many possibilities. Like in the leg day session, we're doing front cartwheels, a really nice variation. Last one. Watch the surfboards. Okay, awesome. All right, so now what we're gonna do is put them together.
So we've got 3 different movements. Well, there's actually more when you include all the variations. But with the 3 different movements, we are going to try to tie some of them together. All right, so example.
So just run them through, go monkey, roll, cartwheel. So Jenny's gonna give you a demonstration now.
I'm gonna do a monkey cartwheel roll.
Okay, so
monkey.
Monkey first. And then how do we flow these together into the sequence? Cartwheel.
And then roll.
Yeah, so she rolled back the other way.
I could have gone back the other way, but I didn't really have enough space.
So what you want to try to do is think about the transition, and with these movements, like keeping it fluid, you want to try to think about what's coming next. What's in the sequence that's coming next? So when you finish your monkey or your roll, or your cartwheel, can you finish the cartwheel in a lunge? So just try that now, Jenny. So do a cartwheel and finish in a lunge, and then you'll see that you're set up to do the roll. Lunge, and then she can roll straight away. Awesome. Now I want you to do a monkey and finish in a lunge. And then she can roll straight away, straight out of it. So monkey, finish in a lunge, and then roll back the other way, or you can roll back the way that you're coming. Awesome. All right, nice work. So infinite variations here. So you've got 3 movements to play with. Ready, set, go. 90 seconds. Now's the time to express through movement, utilizing these skills. If you want to use another variation, or if you want to use another transition that's going to help and assist in this flow, you can definitely put that in. We worked on a couple of things to connect with the floor. So we worked on the squat, the slow bear crawl, and the leg sweeps. So maybe you can put some of those in there as well. Do you want to throw some of them in, Jenny? So your slow bear, maybe to transition away from the surfboards or the wall if you're going to hit it, and then you move straight into something else. So you've almost got like 6 different movements and variations that you can play with. Nice. All right, guys, keep going. We're going to go for another 30 seconds. You guys are doing so good. Nice cartwheel. And keep going. Keep going, 15 seconds. Doing good, get low. All right. 5 seconds left. Can you do a pause, cartwheel, and stop, and hold, and hold, and hold? Awesome, that's 90 seconds.
My legs are done.
All right.
All right, cool. We're gonna lay down on the floor. Just grab a quick drink if you need one, and then meet you down on the floor.
Do you need a drink, Jenny?
No, I'm okay. All right, and we're just gonna lay down in like a shavasana position. So allowing the feet to kind of fall outside, and then stretch your arms away from you so that you've got space in your shoulders. Also slightly tuck your chin so that your spine's nice and long on the floor. And then from here we're going to do some contraction of different muscles and then relaxing them. So I hope everyone's found their space on the ground. If you haven't, lay down. And the first thing that we're going to contract is all the muscles in the toes and the feet. So squeezing the toes and the feet really hard. Squeeze, 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 and relax. All right, now we're going to squeeze the muscles in the calves. So just the muscles in the calves. Squeeze, 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 and relax. We're going to squeeze the glutes and the thighs now, and the tops of the legs. Everybody ready? Squeeze the glutes and the thighs. Squeeze, 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 and relax.
Did that help?
Yeah. All right, next we're going to squeeze all of the abs. So all in here. Ready, and squeeze, 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 squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to squeeze the fingers and the hands together in a fist. Squeeze as tight as you can. 3, 2, 1, relax. We're going to squeeze the shoulders and all the muscles in the arms. So squeeze and relax. And next we are going to squeeze all of the muscles in the face. So squeeze your eyes really tight, squeeze your mouth, squeeze your whole face. Are you getting a close up?
Yep.
And relax. Take a nice deep inhalation. Open your mouth to let it out. 2 more of those, big inhale. One more. And just relax the breath just for a few seconds. And just notice the whole body relaxed. All of those muscles that were tensed. Releasing all of the tension in the body. Allowing the heart rate to come down. And slowly you can stretch your body, wriggle your fingers and toes. Maybe you want to do a little side flexion. It's really nice. Alright, open your eyes and come on out.
Thanks, Jenny.
Oh, you're welcome.
Awesome flow.
It was good fun.
We will keep adding to this, and we'll probably post some individual videos into the program as well, because there's so many different movements, and it's a really great way, it's a really safe way to progress towards acrobatic type skills like softer acrobatics, the monkey flips and handsprings and cartwheel variations, aerials, all that stuff. So it's a really good introduction to all of that.
I also want to say, if it was anyone's first time at floor, I know we've got some new members in, so if it was your first time and you felt completely uncoordinated, don't worry, because everyone
feels like that, yeah.
So just give it a go and don't judge yourself. It's probably a really good opportunity for you to practice because you're at home and no one can see you, and you'll feel more comfortable when you do come into classes.
Just like we always say, if you guys are feeling a little unsure of any of the movements, or you don't quite think you're doing it correctly, just videotape yourself and send it to us via email at info@themovementcollective.net, or send us a message on Messenger.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys.